up in the morning, what do I see? Dark clouds forming in the heavens over me. Tomorrow's a brand new day. Change gon' come finally. Tomorrow's a brand new day. Tomorrow's a brand new.
What's up, big ass niggas? This your boy J Miles, and I am back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share with your glad friends. On today's video, we will be covering Power Book 2 Ghost, and this one right here is titled, Will Effie Survive? So pretty much, I'm going to be covering whether or not I think Effie will make it out of this final season alive. Because as we know, Effie has been through a whole lot and she keeps slipping through the cracks. And in my opinion, I've made a couple of claims, and I know a lot of y'all disagree. Well, not a lot. Some of y'all disagree with me, but I keep telling you guys that I believe that she is very similar to Dre. Like, they both snakes and they keep escaping death. But when they're beneficial to you, they both are a great piece to have on your side, because you do know what they're capable of. Like, that's the reason why you see Tariq, when it's beneficial, even though he knows she ugly as hell sometimes. But, she's a beneficial piece to have on your team. And it was the same with Dre. Like, look at season 6 when Ghost needed help moving some product. He didn't trust Dre, just like Tariq don't trust Effie right now. But he understood that Dre did serve a purpose. It was beneficial for him to have him around until it wasn't. So the question is, will she share the same fate as Dre at the end of this season? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. Now, in the beginning of Power, well, not the beginning, but in the beginning of season 6, basically, episode 3 to be exact, if I'm not mistaken, we were introduced to Effie. And of course, when she first came out, made a pitch trying to say, acting like she was a good girl, talking about you the only black kid on there selling product, being a statistic, just for her to turn out and be a hypocrite and be the same type of person, right? But anyways, though, they ended up starting to work together. And even from then, Effie was a very, very mysterious character. Because we all, still to this day, haven't met a single member of her family. And, on top of that, she was texting a mysterious connect about Tariq being out of product, right? And of course, a lot of us have speculated on who we think it could be. Some said it was Ghost. Some think it's no one. Some even think that it could potentially have been Zion. But in my opinion, I think now that Zion has been laid to rest and Effie hasn't said anything about it, maybe they'll pick it up in episode 7. But more than likely, it wasn't Zion. And another one that I was hearing floating around there, which I think could be a possibility, was that her connect was Rico, the one that was taken out in the season finale of the first season of Book 2 Ghost. So, with that being said, next we also get to when she, when it was beneficial for herself because she wanted to, be the only connect on campus. Of course, she snitched on Tariq and had him expelled from the school for her own benefit, just like Dre would do. Dre does a lot of moves that's beneficial for himself, and he don't care who he has to sell out down the river just to get there, in the words of Ghost. So, that's another thing that lets us know that they are very similar. Now, in episode, what was this? Episode, I want to say this was 10, finale of the last season, season 3. Of course, Effie was in a fight where she has also escaped death. She escaped death here because, of course, she was alerted by Kane that someone was there to kill her, and she was prepared for it, and she was able to successfully fight the hitter off and remain alive. So that's one time where she was able to escape death. And another one, of course, was most recently where she kind of was smart enough she was smart enough in this case, because when Carter them task force came in, they weren't playing around. They were just murking whoever was in sight, because they knew that the Russians weren't playing around. Like, the Russians started shooting immediately too. So she faked like she was dead with that ugly nigga right here laying on top of her until the task force cleared out, and she made an attempt to escape, just for her to run into another ugly nigga from the task force who looked like probably was going to take her out, but of course one of the Russians took him out first. But did she escape death very, very similar to how she did in the past, just like Dre kept doing. So now, with her escaping all of these near-death situations and near prison sentence situations, just like Dre, because keep in mind, Dre won a couple of times as well. The question is, will she survive? Now, we've seen in her synopsis that it said that Effie is a survivor. But hey, so was Dre. Dre was slipping through every crack that could possibly be slipped through, right? But in the end, he was taken out. So if she was to, what I'm going to do is, if she was to be taken out, go over a couple of scenarios of how I could potentially see the death of Effie occurring. Now, here is one of them where I think she could potentially be mouthing off at Diana, because I think once Diana gets out of that hospital this time, y'all, especially if she lost her baby, we're going to see a totally different Diana. I think that's kind of what they maybe, is talking about in Diana's synopsis when they were saying that she was trying to not become, her mother. Because, of course, Monet is a stone cold killer. She don't give a damn. And, Diana, as far as we knew her, she's never caught a body, never even really harmed anyone before. So, but like I said, I think once she gets out from that hospital, and especially if they say her baby's gone, she's going to turn to a killer. And I'm not saying that this is Effie who she is messing up right here. No, I'm not saying that. But I was just giving an image of what could potentially happen to Effie if she was to cross her. Because keep in mind, during this scene here, she was also being taunted by Effie a whole lot, telling her to abort her child, telling her that their baby wouldn't have a chance of survival if she was to keep the baby. I believe after she gets out of this hospital, and if she badmouths her the way she's been doing, Diana might just go cutthroat and just might murder her. It could happen. Now, do I think this one is a high % chance? No. I don't think this one is more than likely what's going to happen, but I had to throw it out there. Now, another possibility is something that comes from this very scene. And if you can remember, when they were talking, Diana told Effie that she needs to stop messing with her brother before Noma kills her, right? And I think it could be a clue of what they're giving us, of what's to come with Effie if she was to go back to hooking up with Kane. And then, look at that. Similar afterwards, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy that, Kane so happens to come to her room not long after that. And look at him. He's holding her hand and stuff like that. And I mean, of course, it cut off before we got to see anything. But is it possible that maybe Kane and Effie hooked up there? And keep in mind, we already know that Noma is on to Kane and his feelings for Effie, because she showed that to us this particular episode. So the thing is if Noma was to get proof that Kane and Effie is messing around, could what Diana said come to pass, and maybe Effie ends up becoming on the wrong end of Noma's vicious blade that she has used on several occasions to take out a opponent, or at least wound them, right? So could this be the end of Miss Josephina Effie Morales? Definitely let me know in the comments, people, because I don't know. By the way she's been moving, and of course another thing that I meant to put out there as well, she told Kane that she's tired of this, right? She said she's getting tired of this. Basically, she's getting tired of the life, and she's indicating that she wants to get out. And as we know, people that wants to get out the game, especially in power, it never ends well for them. Not just with power, just in general. When they want to get out the game claims their life. So, pretty much that's all I got for y'all as far as this particular video. Definitely let me know what y'all thinking up in these comments. Do you think Effie will survive, or will she just be another casualty to the game? Definitely let me know in the comments. But like usual, if you're cool with me, fool with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share it with your glad friends. But until the next video, I'm out.